This is part 3 of the 5 irrefutable arguments for the week 1 assignment. Despite the small number of bad scenarios involving exotics, people still hold exotic pet owners as a whole 100% responsible for every incident individual owners cause. But dog owners are never blamed for attacks and fatalities caused by other dog owners. This means that there would have to be 0 exotic pet related incidences in order to ease people's fears, and sometimes even that isn't enough. So basically, the logic being exercised here is that since domesticated animals are not supposed to bite or kill humans, their consistently occurring attacks and even fatalities are not relevant and only reflect on the individual. If a 3-year-old is attacked and killed by their parent's dog, who has never shown aggression before, the child is somehow less dead than if killed by a wolf dog. Despite expectations, will unforeseen deaths by domesticated pets ever end? Of course not. But these animals still maintain more acceptance as pets than exotic pets, like small wild cats that have no human fatalities on record. The presence of wild-looking spots still unnerves most people more than rowdy dogs kept loosely confined in backyards. While not all dogs are attackers, you don't know which ones are, and that alone heightens the danger. People who seek to resolve the perceived public safety threat of exotic pets are hardly saving many human lives by proposing bans. If preserving the safety of the public is the ultimate goal, efforts would be better spent addressing large domesticated animals, which are a bigger threat due to how they are traditionally kept. As for occupational or personal risk, high-risk extreme sports are similar to situations where people choose to interact with dangerous animals. Number 5, bans only eliminate problems by eliminating animals. It's true. There are problems with exotic pet trade, and I'll never hesitate to admit this. There are also problems with the trade of all animals, from rats to dogs to goldfish to cats. Despite how easy it might seem to care for these animals, there are people who will acquire them and will cause them to have a poor quality of life and/or premature death. Banning the ownership and breed of these animals will solve these problems, but is that the right thing to do? Where should we draw the line with what is in need of being eliminated to provide an instant resolution to the bad stuff associated? If you hate that people keep exotic pets, it's easy to be optimistic about them being forced into extinction. I would certainly enjoy a law that would prohibit people's attempts to ban my pets and lifestyle, but I know that wouldn't be ethical. People have the right to free speech and push their laws, but I wish they would consider the unfairness of targeting exotic pet owners. I'm sure there are exotic pet owners out there whose care and expertise could appeal to even the most diehard, anti-captivity advocate, and since they exist, the right to keep alternative pets is worth protecting. Our homes are not just the right place for these animals. Sugar gliders are nocturnal, and since humans aren't, those forced to live as pets are kept awake during the day by bright lights, noise, and being handled. This disrupts their natural sleep cycle, making it very hard for them to sleep properly and lead normal lives. Because they're very social animals, if they don't get enough attention, they may harm themselves or die from the stress of loneliness. Many people who have sugar gliders or other exotic animals buy them without taking the time to consider whether they can provide for them the care they need, and no home can provide the environment that exotic animals would have in nature. Most people don't really understand how much work it takes to care for these animals. Exotic animals kept as pets can also be dangerous. Since 2000, at least 4 people have been killed by wolf hybrids, the offspring of a wolf and a dog. A 3-year-old was killed by a tiger who was kept by his grandfather. And in a different incident, a tiger tore off a 4-year-old boy's arm. Everyone should know tigers are not pets. When it gets too hard. Because these animals are so hard to care for, many people give up on their exotic pet. Some are just abandoned outside, even though it's illegal. Most aren't able to survive on their own, and the ones who do can disrupt the local ecosystem and become a threat to the natural wildlife there. Some people try to take their animals to a zoo. The Association of Zoos and Aquariums said that zoos are being asked by irresponsible owners to relocate displaced and unwanted animals. But because most zoos do not accept donations, there are literally thousands